Hey gang, what's going on? And welcome to Talkin Vegas All Day with KA. I'm your host KA, and on today's episode, we're going to discuss the best breweries in Las Vegas, according to me, KA. Now before we get started, just a couple notes. One, these are my opinions. Everybody's opinions when it comes to craft beer varies. I happen to love craft beer, and I love traveling around the country, trying new places when they pop open, and supporting local breweries. So, if you don't agree with this list, please comment below and let me know some places. Also, this list might be outdated. As we know, the microbrewery business continues to expand, so there might be some new places in Las Vegas that I have not checked out yet, but I can guarantee you I will on my next trip. So please keep that in mind. And finally, always make sure to drink responsibly. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and punch that notification bell so that you can be updated when we drop new episodes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on Talkin Vegas All Day with me, KA.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's go tonight.
Right now.
Let's go to Vegas. We'll stay up all night. Let's go to Vegas. Let's get away.
This list is in no particular order, gang, so make sure to keep that in mind. First place we are going to visit is up in North Las Vegas, up by Ranchero Drive, and this is Big Dog's Brew House. Now, Big Dog's Brew House is a cool little place. It's a little bit of a hike from the Strip or downtown. However, it's a great sports bar and it has great food. Their flagship beers, gang, are sold all over Vegas. So if you're listening to this and you're just staying this strip in downtown, fear not. You can get most of their flagship beers all over the strip. One of their big things that you need to keep in mind is that their seasonal and reserves are there usually only in the brewery. And that's where they're exceptional. I had one of their reserves. I believe it was a stout. It was phenomenal. Their leg humper is great. Their red beer is phenomenal as well. So if you like a nice variety of beers, pretty much everything solid across the board, make sure to check out Big Dog's Brew House. But definitely check out for their reserve beers and their seasonal stuff. That's really what I felt sets them apart from some of the other places around here. Next, we have, located in the Arts District, Hop Nuts. Now, Hop Nuts is a very cool little place. If you guys have been to the Art District, it's right between the Strip and downtown Vegas. Located there, right along the main drag. It's in a nice little area. The vibe is cool. They have good music. There's a nice little patio out front. You can sit out and people watch. Inside, they have TV screens, a nice big long bar, and ample seating. This place, if you're a hop head, if you love IPAs, doubles, triples, New England, West Coast, you name it, this is the place for you. Now, sure, they got stouts, they got a couple other things, sours, they run the gamut, but their specialty is IPAs. I have not had a bad IPA there. The rest of their stuff is solid. Criticize it. I love their Russian stout. In fact, that's probably one of my favorite beers besides their IPAs. West Coast IPAs are hoppy and bitter. Their East Coast are smooth like a baby's butt. Definitely check them out. They have a nice selection of just little munchies as well. Check their calendar. They do food truck events, I believe. But one of the biggest, nicest things is there's a really amazing Mexican restaurant. You can Google it if you're sitting there at the bar. Right down the street is phenomenal. And there's some other good restaurants popping up in the Art District. The live bands as well. They always have great live bands there. Please check out Hop Nuts. It's a great one. Coming in next, Chicago Brewing Company. Now, this one's located in the Four Queens. And I love this brewery for its food. They have good Chicago-style food. It's a cigar bar. It's kind of what you would expect in the middle of Four Queens. You know, good prices. The beer, it's standard fare. I'm not going to sit here and criticize it because I've seen people that really do enjoy it. Their Black Widow style, if they have it, it's great. Their IPA is solid. Some of their other beers, they're so-so. But the thing that sets it off is the atmosphere. It's a really tight area, but it's a really cool little Chicago. They got the glass panes to look down the casino. They got the cigars. For this one, the atmosphere is a little bit better than maybe the beer, but the food is good. And I cannot stress that enough. Please check out Chicago Brewing Company. They do have another location, I believe, in Las Vegas up north. I have not been there yet. I've heard that place is a lot better than the Four Queens. But if you're downtown and you're looking to do a couple beer crawl, definitely check that one out. Next up, we have 777 Brewery, located at the Main Street Casino. Now, just a show note, if you're listening to this and you're heading out here right now in the next week or month or so, before the new year, the Main Street station is closed right now. According to their CEO, they won't be open until the new year. But 777 is a really neat little place. You walk in, it's right towards the back of the Main Street Casino. And when you walk in, there's a bar, there's a lot of restaurant area, there's a sushi bar, believe it or not. And then they have all their beers listed up top. The beer, their standard stuff, is standard fare. I wouldn't go out of my way just to get one of their flagship beers. What I would go out of my way is to get their Brewer Select and their reserves. Similar to Big Dogs, they make their mark on their specialty beers. Their seasonal stuff's very good. But I also agree, like Chicago, this place has phenomenal food. And if you go there late, they're open all night. So if you're on the strip at 3 a.m. and places are shutting down, you're like, man, I really need a beer, but I want something a little special. Take a truck over to Main Street Station 777 Brewery. You're going to like it there. The atmosphere of Main Street Station is a casino. I love that place. I mean, I'll talk about that in a future episode. Their late night menu is great. It's a lot less expensive. There's many different options from Korean to American fare, and it's all reasonably priced. The regular menu, you can get sushi, you can get anything there, and it's good. If I had to choose between Chicago or I had to choose 777, where am I going? I'm going to 777 in a heartbeat. That's what sets them apart. It's their food, and again, definitely I love their reserves. Make sure to check them out. And again, staying on Fremont Street area, we have Banger Brewery. Banger is located right next to the Heart Attack Grill, right behind Slotzilla. It's kind of tucked in there, so if you're looking for it, you got to kind of walk past Slotzilla. If you get to Heart Attack Grill, take a step back, look to the left, it's right there. Banger Brewery is my favorite place and brewery in Las Vegas, just for me. And now, okay, why do you say that? A couple things. One, their selection, anything from their El Jefe, which is their jalapeno Hefeweizen, is phenomenal. Downtown Brown is amazing ale. Their stouts are always top notch. Their IPAs are good. It's the consistency. I've never been there and left disappointed. Now, I will say this. Have there been times I've been out in Las Vegas and I've stopped there and I've been like, the selection wasn't as great as pretty much all their flagships? Sure. In fact, my last time there, I would say of the 15 times I've been to Banger was probably one where I was like, they still had great beer, but nothing like a stout or sour or something odd and funky was sticking out. That said, their beer is consistently top notch. I've never had bad beer there. The ambience there is cool. They have board games, a lot of people watching outside. They even have a little food truck areas you can order from there. It's great. They have these tater tots that were phenomenal. And the people there are really friendly. That's one thing I love. You can sit there and talk beer. You can talk Vegas with these people. And if you tell them who you are and you come back enough, they'll remember who you are. And they're always happy to see people from out of town coming in. And that's one of the things I really love. That's why even if I'm only there for a couple of days and I'm staying downtown or somewhere, I will make a trip up there, a special trip just to go to Banger. And if I'm staying downtown, which I normally do, I'm trying to get there at least once every day. So definitely check out Banger. You will be surprised. Their El Jefe is great. Their Downtown Brown is great. Again, what sets them apart too is their limited releases. Make sure to check them out. Now we're going to go a little bit out of the way down to Henderson. If you're not renting a car, you're just staying on the strip or downtown, these breweries you can find in a lot of your tap houses or restaurants that serve a lot of beer, have like 100 beers on tap. They're going to have these beers. They're going to have a lot of their flagship beers. So you can check them out. You don't have to go to the brewery. But again, when you go to the brewery, you get sometimes their seasonals or select. So I just say sometimes if you have a beer and you're like, that was okay. I don't know what Kay's talking about. Get to their brewery because a lot of these places, that's where they keep their limited stuff. Henderson's unique in the fact that there's one area, and it's in the industrial auto mart area, that has 3 breweries. Now, I haven't been to the one yet. It was coming online the last time I was there, not this past summer, the summer before, 2019, that I just missed. And I want to get back because I've been hearing great things. Didn't have any other beer either. but I've been hearing people saying it's amazing. But in this area, you have two places I am going to review. First is going to be Bad Beat Brewing. Now, Bad Beat Brewing, I like that place a lot. That was actually the first place. I actually went out there just for them, and then I found two other places which I will review talking to them. The thing that sets them apart is their barrel age area. They do a phenomenal barrel age program. Stouts, anything you can think of, old ales, all that stuff. So if you love, and I mean love, barrel aged stuff, you need to get to Bad Beat. They bottle their stuff too, so you can find it around town. If you go to one distributor or beer shop, they'll have it there as well. The other thing I like about Bad Beat is their atmosphere. It's really cool, like game area. They have even a Nintendo sitting there. You can play Nintendo. Really nice, talkative people, good music, just a real chill lounge atmosphere located in this little industrial park in Henderson. I would check Bad Beat out if you're a big barrelhead guy. They do great stuff there. Also, I say their Hefeweizen's good, and their one IPA I had, I forget the name off the top of my head, is really good. They do good things there. Definitely check them out. Now, down the road, literally you walk across down the street a little bit. Right there is Craft House. Craft House does a really nice job with Saisons, Belgians. They have some good IPAs. Evocation's really good. Van Dam's really good. Them and Banger make a beer called Bloodsport, which is Jean-Claude and their Van Dam mixed together, which I had once. It was phenomenal. They have their Amigo, which is a stout that's phenomenal. One of the best beers I ever had out there, but it's a seasonal and you can only get it at certain times. You'll always get a good beer at Craft House. Might not always blow you away, but their beer is good. And I recommend going in there. They got little snack bites, nice music. It's a really cool atmosphere. People there, again, extremely friendly and very knowledgeable. So if you're not sure what you want, this is one of the few places that I would say get like a sampler, because you're going to find 5 or 6 beers that you will like there. I would say this is almost as good as Banger. And that brings me to my next place, Love Lady. Love Lady is this cool little spot. Reminds me of an old school movie theater in small town USA. Love Lady is a little bit off the beaten path. It's actually in downtown Henderson. And the thing there is, again, they have a wide variety of beers. They have some good snacks. I never have eaten there, so I'm not sure if they do food trucks or not. But one of the things I love is they have great sours. They have great stouts or porters. I had 2 porters there that were really good. But again, they have a really nice variety of beers. If I would have to say recently going there, I'd say Love Lady's still probably my favorite. There for a while, it was kind of so-so with the other two. But recently, probably as of 2 years ago, I have to say I really love going to Love Lady. And you need to check it out, especially if you love sour beers or fruit beers. Definitely unique. Next, we have Boulder Dam Brewing Company up in Boulder City. So it's a restaurant brewery. I think the food sets it out apart over the beer. 2 times I was there, I was so-so on the beer. But the last couple times I've been there, their reserves are really good. Their stout beer, their standard house beer, so-so. But I had a really nice IPA seasonal that was phenomenal. Sitting out there on the patio and just people watching on a nice day was amazing. Prices are great, and Boulder City is just a cool town. If you guys do get a car and want to do a day trip out to Hoover Dam, take a detour and go into Boulder City. You won't be disappointed. It's a cool little town. And definitely check out Boulder Dam. Going back to the Strip. Now, the Strip used to have Sin City, but of course Sin City's kind of gone by the wayside with the pandemic from what I've understood. There's not like a craft brewery right on the Strip. What you're going to get is a lot of tap rooms, places that have 100 or just select local beers. Rest in peace Pub at Monte Carlo, because that was a great place. And rest in peace Public House up there at the Venetian. Those are 2 places that really stood out with if you wanted to get good craft beers. And I've heard since then there's some really good ones that have come on board. Haven't checked them out recently. In our last trip, we were kind of just bouncing around the Strip. But right off the Strip is Ellis Island Casino and Brewery. If you haven't been there, it's right behind Bally's and Paris. It's a unique little gambling hall. They have a barbecue place. They have a restaurant. Their food's great. Prices are cheap. It's one of my favorite places. In fact, I'll review this later to get breakfast in the morning. Their beer's standard, but if you're there, try some of their beer. I've had actually their one IPA. I think it's one of their seasonals, and their Irish Red that were very good. I'm not going to go out of my way for their beer, but again, my tastes differ. It's cheap. It's good. It beats drinking some, your canned beers. But I've heard people that love Ellis Island Brewery. For the price point, it's good beer. And I definitely would check that out. Up on Tenaya Way, you have Tenaya Creek, which is one of the standard, along with Joseph James, breweries that were in Vegas back in the day. You can get a lot of their stuff in bottle shops or taproom breweries. Some of the even breweries will have guest beers. They'll have a lot of their stuff. If you're looking for Tenaya Creek, Hall & Oates Oatmeal Stout is phenomenal. They have a lot of good beers. Joseph James, man, their reserve stouts are phenomenal. If you can get their Bad Moon Stout, get it. It's worth the price of admission, as I like to say, when you get some more higher end quality, expensive beers. But also, where the original Tenaya Creek used to be is a place called PT Brewing. Food there was good. Beer, I put in line with maybe a place like Ellis Island, maybe Bad Beat, even maybe Chicago and 777. It's good. It's not great. They have a lot of really phenomenal guest taps, though, so that's worth the mission. Plus, you can literally walk right down the road and you're at Aces and Ales, which is phenomenal. They have over 100 beers on tap, and they have rares. If you're a beer head, beer nut, beer geek, whatever you want to call yourself, this is the place to go. Aces and Ales. PT Brewing is definitely good. If Gary was to rate his top 3 breweries in Las Vegas, starting at number 3, I am going to go with Craft House, only because I've had consistently good beer there. And that's beyond the point. Plus, when I've had it off tap at another place, it's always been good. And the atmosphere, people friendly there. I've just always had a positive time, and I've always found something I like there. And then at number 2, I am probably going to go with Lovely. Variety, selection, atmosphere, and really, really neat people to hang out and chat with. I've always had a good time there, and their beer has been solid. I've always take that. And then, of course, number 1, I'm going to take Banger. Heads and Way, the best. Places and things I just want to mention real quick. If you're looking for some good places off the strip or around town that you want to get some beers from out of town, Atomic Liquors, right down from Container Park on Fremont Street. If you've ever seen the show Brewdogs, it was on there. It's phenomenal. I've never had bad beer. Yeah, their beer's a little bit on the higher end just because of how rare it is. They get the White Elephants, folks. So if you're looking for the White Elephants, you need to go to Aces and Ales. They always have White Elephants. Hard to find beers that are rare. Again, the atmosphere there is cool. It's an old bar that was used. They used to go and watch the atomic testing back in the day. So go to Atomic Liquors, and then Aces and Ales. They have 2 locations. One on Tenaya Way, one I believe out by UNLV, which is the original. I've yet to go to that one. We usually go out to the Tenaya one because we're coming out from Red Rock, and it's right down the road. 100 beers on tap. They're always doing events. They have hard to find White Elephants as well. You're going to pay for them, but they have some beers. Like you can get Bourbon County variants from Goose Island from like 2014. Now, again, they're not cheap, but you can get them. And they have a lot of real rare beers. And even on tap, they're going to have some rare stuff. So I check them out. Plus, the food is phenomenal. And I love their music because it's more of a metal rock place. And then I would have to say right now, down on the strip, there is a lot of places that will have variety. Again, I'm going to go back to the strip real quick. You know, Yard House there by the Link's going to have some really good, unique stuff. And then, of course, the Link's has a couple places. Pretty much every casino, if you snoop out long enough, is going to have a really nice craft beer bar. The casinos aren't dumb. They understand that there's demand for craft beer. So every hotel, no matter where you go, is going to have a brewery craft beer selection. So make sure when you go there, you kind of snoop out what's going on and kind of make your determination based on what you're in the mood for that day. In closing, again, like I'd like to say, everybody has their unique opinions on craft beer. Everybody likes something different. For me, I like kind of around the gamut, but I'm really into stouts, sours, and really high octane IPAs. That's what I'm looking for. Before we finish up today, I'd like to hear from some of you. What are your favorite places and why? What are some places that I might have missed? Because like I said, around here where I am, craft beer places are popping up. So while I have this list right now, next time I go out, there could be 4 or 5 breweries out there that I don't even know about, but I can tell you I'm going to have an updated video down the road next time I go out because I'm going to make sure to check out a couple of these places. What are some breweries that I'm missing? What are maybe some tap rooms that I'm missing that you mentioned too here? Where are some other places I can find some White Elephants and rare beers? I'd love to hear from you guys on that. Anyway, that's it for today's show. And thanks for stopping in and talking Vegas all day with me, KA. Make sure to hit that like button on the way out and click subscribe. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are below. And that's all for today's episode. And thanks for stopping in. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time on Talkin Vegas All Day with me, KA.